Hey guys, it's Frank Hanlon here, and I wanted to have a quick conversation with you regarding some challenges in this carnivore journey that I've had recently, and just to give you guys a little indication of this is not going to be, the do-all end-all of your health journey. There's a lot of there's a lot of things that you have to really go through in order to feel whether or not this is going to be something that works for you. I was talking to a couple of people this week, and because I do videos every once in a while, and I do have a decent following, and I get some questions. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. But I do get questions, and I really want to give you as much advice as I can, because I've been doing this now since June 1st of 2024. We're now at the end of August of 2025. And, again, I can talk about how many things it's done for me and how positive my life has been since I've changed my eating habits to go into a carnivore lifestyle, and I talk to my wife about it a lot, and she really likes to just remind me that it's not so much the eating of the meat that is the big deal. It's the elimination of all of the other food that I was eating that is the big deal. Because whether you're a ketovore or a carnivore, the positive side of either one of those is going to be huge when it comes to the elimination of the starches, the carbs, the sugars. Once you reset your body and start to really focus on, the ketovore or a carnivore lifestyle, you're just going to see a huge amount of things change in your life. So I had a gentleman that had come to me and asked me, he said he couldn't get a week. He couldn't get past a week. And, listen, is a week long enough to make the difference in your life? It's not. If you can't make it past an antibiotic cycle, you're never going to be able to continue pushing forward with this type of lifestyle. A lot of carnivores that see big changes in their life, we'll usually see them in the first 90 days. And you really have to commit to that first 3 months. Once you see the positives that come out of that first 3 months, then you're really just going to continue to push forward. You just don't want to introduce, the detriment of carbs and sugars back into your life, because you know what it's doing to you, especially when you get to my age at 55. I've given myself a new lease. And, we're just here for such a short time, and, if you can, nobody else cares about your health, and you're going to have a lot of people that are going to tell you that you're crazy. It's never going to work. Well, guess what? Those are the people that don't care, because they're doing something that you're currently doing. You want to change. They don't want you to change. They want you to stay in their world. You don't want to do that. You want to make that difference. So anyways, the guy that was a week in and couldn't continue doing it, he was constipated. He was having an issue with constipation. He could not get his body to evacuate any of the food. Now, he's not necessarily an overweight guy. He's actually fairly fit. And he's told me that he's an outdoorsman, so he spends a lot of time in the water and out and around with his family, and camping and stuff like that. So they're very, very busy. They have a busy lifestyle, but his constipation was scaring him. And the only thing I can say about that is, if you research Dr. Ken Berry, he'll tell you right off the bat that if you're not eating enough fat, if you're carving the fat off of your meat, if you're pulling the skin off of your chicken, if you're not eating the bacon, if you're not eating the butter, you're going to become constipated. You need to have that fat in your body in order to evacuate. And, that's a big, big part of my diet, is making sure that I have enough fat that's coming into me, because my energy levels are based on the fat. So that was one thing. The second thing that I wanted to just, take a minute, after 16 months of doing this, I'm still dealing with issues. I just got over a bout of bursitis in my hip. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you would have seen that bursitis and any type of crystallization in my joints, like gout, or, kidney flares or something like that, that was a big part of my world. That I was dealing with that consistently. A gout flare-up would be once every 6 to 8 weeks. I was getting bursitis so bad that I couldn't even walk. And I would have to go for either a cortisone injection, or I would have to go on anti-inflammatories and medications in order to get that bursitis out of my body, out of my hip. And for those of you that deal with bursitis, so there's a bursa, and it's in around your hip joint. And once you get a little too high of uric acid or inflammation, it swells the bursa, and it actually swells it so much that every time you move your leg, it pushes against the bursa, and the bursa just shoots pain all through your nerves of your leg and your back. And so I dealt with that. Now, the difference between what I dealt with in the past and what I dealt with in the last few days has been I didn't take any medication. I didn't have the crazy amount of swelling. I really buckled down on my diet. Now, what I mean by buckling down on my diet is I'm still carnivore. I don't have anything in my mouth that resembles a carb. That, I force the sugar out of my body. I force the carbs out of my body. I don't eat vegetables. I try to stay as pure carnivore as I can. But every once in a while, I find myself having a little splash of maple syrup in my coffee, or I will have a half quart of blueberries or something like that. So when that happens and I start to see a difference or something starts to change in me, then I'll buckle down and I'll really concentrate on what's going in my mouth. And I'll typically stay to the beef. So, no medication, and I had no real problem, guys. Like, honestly, I got to be honest, like I was very concerned when I felt it first coming on. I thought, and this is the part of where you have to stay motivated, because it's so easy to fall back in the ditch. And, I was in the ditch. I was, I could see myself getting out of it, but I was worried. I was concerned. And I was worried, am I going to go backwards here? And I haven't had a craving for a piece of chocolate or a chip or a sandwich or a piece of bread, pizza, what else? Seed oils, Chinese food. I haven't had that craving, but man, I was in the ditch. When that pain started to come back, your mind starts to play some games on you, and your body starts to play some games on you, and you start to think that maybe it's okay. Maybe I can go back and have a carb. But listen, there's so many ladders in the ditch to get you out of there, guys. There's so many people that care about your life, your journey, and those people are there to help you. And get on the internet and start making those calls to people that are in the carnivore journey with you. Try to get some people involved with you in this, because the more people that you can get involved, especially your family, if you can get your family involved, they'll help you get out of the ditch. They will throw the lifeline to you and pull you out and get you back on the journey. And listen, if you do fall, it's okay. Just start again. Just do it again. Your body is so resilient. It's your mind. It's playing games with you. And eat the fat, eat the protein. Whether it's a ketovore or a carnivore lifestyle that you're following, stay there. Don't change it. Don't jump ships. Don't go back to the old way of eating. Go back to just remember what you're doing and the reasons why you're doing it. When you get over 50 years old, you're going to thank me. For you youngins out there that are eating whatever you want, doing whatever you want, you think about eating all the crap all the time, and the chocolate and the chips and the candy. You just got to remember that when you get to our age, when you get to 45 and above, 50 and above, You got to be concerned about heart attacks. You got to be concerned about strokes. You got to be concerned about, you know, liver enzymes and kidney function and all these things that are going to, you know, create problems in our life are all created by what we're eating. If you can get the carbs and the sugars out of your body now, you know, if you're under 45, if you're, you know, 20 to 30 years old, man, if I had to change this back then, what a lifestyle I'd be living today. I'd have bucket loads of energy. But if you're under age 45 and you're living a life of eating whatever you want, you're going to get there. You're going to get to where we are. You're going to understand exactly what I'm dealing with and exactly what the people around me are dealing with. Because, you know, you 25-year-olds, I went on a youth group function on 2 weekends ago. I have never seen more junk eaten by the kids at this function, and all of them couldn't believe that I wasn't eating it. They were all asking me, "Oh, Frank, you don't have chips? You don't want any gummy bears? You don't want marshmallows or s'mores at the fire?" No, but you guys go right ahead. It has nothing to do with me what you do, and I have nothing to do with, and you have nothing to do with me, and I have nothing to do with you. So eat your s'mores. I'm not going to eat it. It's, you know, I've eaten enough of those things. When I was 40 to 50 years old and I was doing all my camping with my kids, I was having 2 and 3 s'mores at a time with a whole chocolate bar. So yeah, no, I know what it tastes like, guys. I know, I've been there. I've tasted it. I've enjoyed it, but it's time. It's time to stop. You know, get on that ketovore, get on that carnivore, get into a lifestyle that is going to change your life. And if you have some setbacks, reach out to people. And I know, you know, there is a lot of women that I get that ask me questions about it. And listen, I know that women have a whole other world of issues. And when you get to a certain age, it's devastating. And I'm so thankful that you're here, but I'm really concerned about your mental health and whether or not you can manage this, because, you know, you cutting out the junk food, it's just going to clear your head. It's going to make you start to think more clearly. It's going to eliminate all of the, you know, the ups and downs with the other stuff that you're dealing with. You're going to be able to normalize and stabilize your life. And it's such a positive way, because I don't want you sitting on medication for the next 15 years and trying to figure this out. The medication is what you're eating. So you're either going to eat the right food or you're going to eat the medication. What would you rather do? I don't want you to live your life eating medication. So get on the right foods and let your mind clear and let the fog leave and just get yourself back to a stable position in your life. And then, you know, after 90 days of doing this, you're not going to change it back. Anybody that changes back, contact me. Leave me a message. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram. I don't care where it is. But if you can get 90 days in and you switch back, I will be floored. I'll be shocked. Because not only will you feel better and look better, and your clothes are going to fit looser, but your brain fog is going to be gone. Your inflammation inside is going to be gone. Your joints are not going to be stiff. Your blood is going to be flowing cleaner. There's going to be so many positives. And if you do go back, what you're saying is you just need some more help. And we're all here. We're here for you guys. So listen, you guys have a great day. If you haven't started, look into it. Spend the time. Dr. Ken Berry, Steak and Butter Gang, Bella, get onto my Facebook and send me a message and I can hook you up. We're actually heading out in a month and a half on a carnivore cruise. And listen, I'm going to be going on to this cruise. It's actually a conference, and then they're doing a cruise right after. So I'm going to be going on to this, and at some point, I'm really hoping that I'm going to be a guest speaker. You know, because you guys know my story. I've gone from 260 plus pounds to, I think this morning I was 187. All my blood work is normalized. My triglycerides are down. My kidney function is normal. My liver is fantastic. My skin is clearing. All my joints feel great. So, I'm really, really looking forward to getting over to this this carnivore cruise and standing in front of the people that saved my life, because they really did. And it's the same people that I went to in June of 2024 when I went to Texas, and my wife dragged me kicking and screaming into a keto conference. And I didn't like the keto conference because there was too many triggers for me. I didn't like the keto world. But again, the elimination of the carbs and the elimination of the sugars is part of the keto world. But I found that there was too many snacky things. They had, potions and lotions and things that you could put in your mouth that were like junk food, but not junk food, and they were healthy for you. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do that, why don't I just go all the way and just do carnivore? I don't want to, and not to mention the price of the keto stuff. Anyways, I could go on about that for another hour. So when I went to that conference, I made a decision right there after I did my DEXA scan. My bone density was way down, and now it's way back up. So I'm really looking forward to the next one, because I want to stand in front of these people and thank them for saving my life, because at the pace I was on, I was probably going to be dead before I was 70. That was a certainty, only because my blood was so bad, and hereditarily I have horrible blood, hemochromatosis, and all sorts of issues with cholesterol and all that good stuff. Triglycerides, hereditary again. So to get all that normalized is really because of the carnivore diet. I don't take any medications anymore. I don't take any Crestors. I don't take any Lipitors. I don't take anything, any statins. And again, I was watching a video, Dr. Ken Berry was talking about it, about what statins have done to the community to reduce the cholesterol. I'm sure you guys know that our brain is made up of like 58 or 68% cholesterol, so it's pretty important. But what the statin drugs are doing to us is creating all these Alzheimer's and dementias. And 50 years ago, that wasn't a thing. Really, it wasn't a thing. We were pretty healthy, and since the introduction of the statins, and they're really fighting hard to prove this, but and I think I'm pretty sure that they have, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that they have proven the statins are one of the biggest contributors to Alzheimer's and dementia. So if you can get off of these drugs, diabetes, another thing that's out of control, again, get off the sugars, get off of the carbs, stop letting your body trying to focus on that. Let it focus on what it needs, which is protein and fat. So listen, if you guys want to go on this, if you want to go with me to this this little function that we have, I believe it's in Miami this year. Guys, I can't even explain to you how much this has changed my life. I flew down there with my wife. We got a hotel room for maybe 2 days, I think, and then we flew back, and it changed my life just to see what these people, just the chemistry, and everybody that's doing this is a doctor. Anybody that's promoting carnivore and ketovore is doctors. That's what they do. They've gone from traditional medications and traditional lifestyles into into the style of protein and fat. And the reason why is because, I guess ethically they were starting to become, well, not only unhealthy themselves, but they were just feeding their patients with drugs nonstop. So they just realized that I can change this. I can change the way people are living their lives. And that's why, Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Berry, Dr. Anthony Chafee, all these guys that I follow are so prevalent in the carnivore journey and lifestyle. You can't help but just feel their motivation and feel their excitement for somebody that can get on this lifestyle. Just take a half hour, guys, after when you're scrolling. Go get off the Facebook and the TikTok and whatever else you're frickin' scrolling through, and go spend some time with Dr. Anthony Chafee. Just Google him. Go onto his YouTube page and spend some time on his page and look at what he talks about, his journey and the reasons why he does it. And he's board certified physician. And he's just phenomenal. Like, I mean, his education now is basically all carnivore. I've taken enough of your time today, guys. Anyways, I wanted to just talk about that, about what the pain is that I'm dealing with. It's basically gone now. I had it for 2 days. Typically it'd be 10. The inflammation is very, very down in my body. So, you know, I'm just grateful. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for all the people. And thank you guys for spending some time with me today. If you have a chance to watch this video and you have questions, reach out to me and or reach out to one of those people that I mentioned to you, Dr. Kiltz, Bella from the Steak and Butter Gang, Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dr. Sean Baker. You know, all these guys are going to be able to give you some guidance and walk you through the journey. And you can do the free stuff with them. They also have a full coaching program that you can do with them. I think I spend like $30-something a month, right? And I'm on calls with these guys 2 times a week. I mean, it gives you so much to think about, and the motivation that you need. Remember, I mentioned to you earlier in the video, you need those lifelines. If you've fallen in the ditch and you need a ladder to get out, this is the ladders. These guys are there. They'll walk you through, they'll help you, the psychological part of it. And if you don't want to reach out to them and you know me and you're watching this video and you want to reach out to me, I can guide you through it. I can help you to get involved with it as well. So listen, guys, have a great day. It's Wednesday. It's around 12 o'clock, 12:30. Love you guys. Talk soon.